Hi, I'm Karen Rae Kraut, and that wonderful puppeteer Nicole Cloeren and I are here for First Sunday, May 3rd, 2020. Now, our program is sponsored by Inlandia Institute. Inlandia is a nonprofit organization that supports writing in and about the Inland Empire. And our program is hosted by the Riverside Art Museum. Now, this story that I'm going to share with you today is adapted from the creation story of one of the indigenous peoples of Australia. And do you know, their culture is arguably the oldest continuous culture on planet Earth. And they also have a traditional instrument, which is called the didgeridoo, which is considered the oldest instrument on planet Earth, played more than 40,000 years ago. Now, I don't play the didgeridoo, but I have a few sounds I'm going to make on the slit drum, and Nicole is going to have some didgeridoo music for you in her part. Just so you have a little bit of a sense of it, though, and you can go and look it up on the internet to find a lot more. But the didgeridoo traditionally is made from a hollowed out trunk or limb of a eucalyptus tree. And the trunk or limb is hollowed out by being eaten out by termites. Oh. Anyway, look it up. It's very interesting. And one more thing I want you to know about. It's called the dream time or the dreaming. And that's the ancient time of the ancestor people when they say all the great stories had just been made. I just wanted to show you one version of the rainbow snake story that you could find in a book. I originally found this book in the Riverside Library, but the version of the story that I tell is based on many different versions, kind of taking parts from each one. But this one is called The Rainbow Serpent by Dick Ruffsey. Now, back in the dream time, they say that the world was brown and flat. Oh, thank you, good job. With only a few humpy hills to keep away the sun, the dark, monsters, and shooting stars. And the only color at that time was in the sky. And one day, the rainbow, and you can show it again if you want to, was stretched across the sky. And it looked down on the earth, and the rainbow said to itself, I would like to find the people who make the music that I hear in my dreams. So you know what that rainbow did? It turned itself into a snake. Its mouth and head was red. Its tail was violet. You could show how its tail wiggled if you want to. And the scales were every color in between. Well, that snake was so huge and so heavy that as it slithered across the land, it threw up dirt and mud and stones, making the hills and valleys that we still have there today. Well, all the way as it went along, that rainbow snake was listening for the sounds of the people that sang the songs that the snake heard in its dreams. And finally, it traveled to a land where it heard some singing. It was a happy people, a laughing people, And as they sang and danced, the rainbow snake recognized the music that it had heard in its dreams. And it reared up and it swayed in time to the music. Oh, the people suddenly looked and they saw an enormous snake swaying to their music. Everyone froze in fear. You could show it if you want to. Yes, good. The mothers grabbed their children. The warriors grabbed a hold of their spears. But the rainbow snake said, "Do not be afraid. You are my people. You make the music I hear in my dreams." And with that, one of the elders, who had frozen with his leg up in the air, said, "Well then, join us, friend." And do you know that rainbow snake and those people danced the whole night through? And you could dance along with them right now if you want to. Oh, it was amazing. And the next morning, the rainbow snake surrounded the village. It just curled up around all the houses there to protect the people from the wind. And after that, over the next months, that rainbow snake taught those people everything it knew. Songs, dances, and many wonders. But then, one night, it happened. The terrible mistake. It was a terrible mistake. It was raining. The rainbow snake was sleeping with its great mouth wide open. You could show it if you want to. It was snoring, sleeping peacefully, and it felt the raindrops on its tongue. And then it felt something sweet. It closed its mouth and swallowed. That's when the rainbow snake realized that that had been something solid in its mouth, not just rainwater. Do you know what had happened? The two Bill brothers had, in the rain, running for shelter, seen the snake's enormous mouth wide open and mistaken it for a cave. They ran inside to find shelter. But now they were deep in the snake's stomach, and the rainbow snake had no way to bring them back out. What should it do? Well, it could just leave, or it could stay. It could stay and try to explain. But would the people understand? With the mothers crying, they would blame the rainbow snake. They wouldn't believe that it had all been an accident. So the rainbow snake decided to leave that place. Better to leave old friends and find new ones. And so slowly, silently, and sleepily, the rainbow snake slithered away from that place. And you can show it if you want to. It traveled until it came to Bora Boonaru Mountain. And the snake crawled up that mountain. You could show it if you want to, until it came up almost to the peak, and it wrapped itself around the top of that mountain and went to sleep. Well, in the morning, when the people woke up and they saw that the rainbow snake and the Bill boys were missing, they cried out, "Murder!" And the men and the women cried. They mourned for those Bill boys. But then they got their weapons and they vowed to find that rainbow snake and make it pay. And so they went following the trail of that rainbow snake until they came to Bora Booneroo Mountain. You could show it if you want to. Yes, thank you. Well, the Wangu brothers climbed up the side of that mountain with their knives in their teeth. Finally, they found that rainbow snake sleeping. They took out their knives and they slit open the side of the rainbow snake, and they called in there to the Bill boys. "Bill boys, come out. We're here to rescue you." Let's try it. You can do it with me if you want to. "Bill boys, come out. We're here to rescue you." And do you know what happened? Those Bill boys, because of the great magic of the rainbow snake, had been transformed into birds. They had become rainbow-colored parrots. They flew out of the rainbow snake. Oh, they were so brilliant and beautiful. They flew around Bora Booneroo Mountain twice. You could show it if you want to. And then they flew away, singing in the language of the birds. Well, the Wangu brothers looked at each other. No murdering had been done. Their story had a happy ending. But just then, the rainbow snake opened its eyes. It turned to the Wangu brothers. "You have dared to attack the rainbow spirit from the sky?" Why, the rainbow snake felt the pain in its side, an emptiness in its stomach. It could feel its magic oozing away like blood. The rainbow snake turned to those Wangu brothers and said, "I feel hungry now. I think I'm going to eat you." And then it looked at all the people gathered at the foot of Bora Booneroo Mountain, and the rainbow snake said, "And I'm going to eat all of you as well." And when the people heard that, they ran. You can show it if they want to. They ran as fast as they could to get away from that rainbow snake. And you know what? Some of them escaped. Some of them fell down on all fours and turned into dingoes and lizards. Some of them jumped high and far and became kangaroos. Some of them hid under rocks and became banded fire ants. Some others froze with fear, put down roots, and became trees. And still others climbed up those trees and became koalas with large, frightened eyes. Others jumped up into the sky and became willy wagtail birds. Oh, to get away from that rainbow snake, those people became anything and everything. And the rainbow snake ripped up that Bora Boonaroo mountain like making crumbs from a loaf of bread. And then it slithered all across the land, throwing up rocks and earth and mud again until it hurtled itself into the sea. Whoosh! You can show it if you want to. Let's try it. Whoosh! The rainbow snake sank beneath the water. And in the morning, that rainbow was back up in the sky as if it had never left. But the people and the land were forever changed from that day. And so those of us who are people now, we must take care of the plants, the animals, the birds, and the insects, because once all of them were people too, in the dream time. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Nicole Cloeren, and I am the founder and creative director of Puppets a la carte, where we feed the imagination. Now, you're probably familiar with puppet shows. They're so fun because you get to sit and watch the puppets come to life as they tell you a story. Well, something I love to do is called a puppet playdate. And puppet playdates are great fun because you get to play with the puppets. You get to be actively involved. And I like to use puppet playdates to teach people how to be puppeteers. And that's what we're going to do today. We are going to practice our puppeteering skills based on the story you just heard, The Rainbow Snake, told by my good friend, the mesmerizing Karen Rae Kraut. Yeah! Here to help me today are my two kids. My daughter.
Hi, I'm Juliana and I'm 12 years old.
And my son.
Hi, I'm Nico and I'm 7 years old.
Are you guys ready to play?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna do it. Ready for part one. Here's a puppeteering secret. Puppeteers often like to feel the movement of their puppets in their own bodies before bringing their puppets to life. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna move our bodies to some didgeridoo music and pretend that we are the snakes ourselves. So we're gonna do that now. So get ready, find some space, and you're gonna dance to the music, and we're all gonna do it too. And there's no right or wrong steps. You just move your body however you like and imagine that you are a snake. Here we go. Woo! That felt good. Do you guys feel good? Channeling the rainbow snake? Good, because the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start playing with some fabric, some materials that could be our snake. So we're gonna do that. We are gonna use some scarves we have. If you have some scarves, you can get them. If you don't, you can tie some socks together or some t-shirts or leggings together. Maybe even some long toilet paper. Ooh, toilet paper, better save that. Anyway, find something long that you can shake like this, and we'll see you in a minute. Here we go. We are experimenting with our fabric. You ready? opened up our bodies and our imaginations. We've listened to the music and played with fabric to experiment which movements could bring a snake puppet to life. Now we are going to tie some pillowcases and some sheets together and make a giant snake puppet as we have fun acting out parts of the story, The Rainbow Snake. You can grab those materials and do it along with us, or it might be better if you watch first and then try it on your own. So the children climbed into the snake, thinking they were getting into the cave. The villagers noticed that the boys were missing, and they went out hunting for the snake. They figured that's what had happened. The snake had swallowed the children. So the 3 flying fox brothers set out to find the snake. They found the snake and they slid it open.
Brother, we're free! Yay!
So it turned out the 2 kids that went into the snake came out as dragons. But that's not all. In our story, in our version of the story, it wasn't just the 2 kids that came out as dragons out of the snake. Turns out, I think the snake swallowed a wee bit more than it remembered.
Hey, Mommy, we're free! We're free! What's that? This scares me. Let's go! Run! Ooh, I'm a unicorn now! And I'm a fox! Oh my! Rabbit! I'm 4 legs! My! Boing! And I can bounce!
The snake awoke, and it was hungry, and it started looking for villagers to eat. The villagers were scared, and they all turned into different animals to escape the snake. And this is what it looked like from the perspective of the snake. Remember, the purpose of a puppet playdate is to play freely and experiment with your puppet skills. It's not about rehearsing and putting on a polished show. You are gaining experience and feeding your imagination. So grab some family members and have fun playing with some puppet ideas from the Rainbow Snake.
Bye.